Hey guys, Jen here. Just about to get ready for my workout this morning, and I thought it would be great if I started my daily vlog and answered your guys' questions. So again, thanks to everybody that took the time to participate in my Q&A. I've decided to make a video where I just film my day, not that it's very interesting, and throughout the day I will put your questions up on the screen and answer them as I'm vlogging, I guess. Bear with me, this is something that is quite new for me. I've never done something like this before. I don't know how well it's going to turn out. And I tried to film it the other way, but it was just too darn hard, so I apologize to those people that don't understand why I always film vertically. It never works out. It's very hard to film that way by myself. I do my best, but anyways, so let's get into it. Let's answer some questions, and hopefully this works out. So I just will really start with where the day began, which is in this beautiful bed. This is gonna be the worst vlog ever. Look at my beautiful bed. I always make sure I make it as perfect as can be. And if you're wondering what this is, this was my very first dog. He lived to almost 20 years old, y'all. This is Snoop Dogg, and I was very, very grief-stricken when he passed away in 2020. So I basically got a million things with his face on it. And I still, 6 years later, I still sleep with this pillow every night. And sometimes I still dream about him. If you want to see what he really looked like, that's my Snoop. So this is where the day began, and it is now officially August, so this is my Sailor Moon calendar. I'm kind of bummed, honestly, when I flip this calendar. Kind of bummed with the picture for my birthday month, which is going to be on the 25th. I always get really excited to see, because I have a Sailor Moon calendar every year. Again, I'm sorry, this vlog is going to be so lame, you guys. Anyway, I get a Sailor Moon calendar every single year, and I'm always really excited to see how beautiful the picture will be on my birthday month, and it's always kind of disappointing. Like, I don't really care about this character. And some of the other months had like gorgeous pictures. I never will look ahead. So I don't even want to show you what September is going to be, but guaranteed, okay, we should look. Guaranteed September is going to be a prettier picture than my month. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's worse. I don't like that picture either. But some of the other months have just like the most perfect pictures of Sailor Venus and stuff. Anyways, so I will go to the next place that I head once I get up, which is the kitchen. And not that I'm sponsored, nor will I ever be, but I've talked about these guys before. My day always starts every single morning with a scoop of Transparent Labs. I've said it, oh sorry, there's my laundry. I've said before, I'll say it again. The only protein powder that has never given me tummy troubles, Transparent Labs. And it tastes really good. I love these guys. I feel like I trust every single thing that they put out, because it's never given me like a negative reaction like some other companies and stuff with things that I've tried, where it might either give me the jitters, give me anxiety, whatever it is, it doesn't react that well with me, or give me a tummy ache. So, oh yeah, I can show you guys my cool magnets too. So you guys know I'm a big fan of gargoyles with the poster. If you guys have noticed the poster, but I found these awesome magnets at Comic-Con, and I wish I could have found more. Every year I go and I search for more, but another thing is I decided to start collecting these thicker magnets from my travels. So far my travels have taken me to 2 places. If you'll remember my vacation vlog, this was the second place quite recently. So I've decided I want my whole fridge to be covered in this particular style of magnet with all of the Canadian destinations that I've hit. So later this month, we can see we are going to be heading for a Western Canada trip. We're going to go to Lake Louise. We're going to go to Banff. And we're going to go to Drumheller. So I'm hoping to get a bunch more magnets. And later this year as well, I'm going to Victoria. So You guys, you heard it here first. In the next, like 5 years, this fridge is going to be covered. But anyways, so this is my life, which looks pretty darn boring. All these little like scribbles, as you can see, like random numbers and things, they all have meaning to me, but it also really appears that my life is incredibly boring. Like here, I put last Finny and a sad face, which stands for last Finny bar, because I used to heavily rely on Biotest Finny bars for my pre-workout energy, and they basically stopped making them, and I had hoarded a whole bunch of them. So like they stopped selling them like a year ago, you guys, and I still have some. So I documented on my calendar when exactly they were going to run out. And so that's interesting information to me. This was going to be my last workout with a Finny bar, but then I found a replacement anyway, so I crossed it out because I don't care anymore. Anyways, I guess this video may be, instead of a vlog, just a glimpse into like my neuroses or whatever. But hopefully that's interesting enough. Alrighty guys, so just arrived at my gym, which is a 5-minute drive away from my mom. So what a great time to get into the first question. I will put it on the screen around now. Basically, do you have a plan? What plan do you follow? So I wouldn't say that I follow any kind of strict routine. I certainly used to. I mean, back when I first started getting into powerlifting, I ran 531 for like a million years. And I was very strict with percentages and numbers and targets and stuff. Like when strength was the focus and strength was the goal, there was always a very organized way of lifting with very specific numbers and targets in mind, and followed it quite strictly. Never wanted to deviate, and that was also kind of stressful at times because there were numbers that like I'd have to hit to make progress that day, and if anything was off, I would be so upset if I missed a rep, or if something was too much of a grind, or if I couldn't hit my numbers, whatever. It would kind of like bum me out for a really long time, but I'm not like that anymore because strength is not my goal. Just there to push myself hard. So I wouldn't say that I have a plan per se. I know like the workouts that I'm going to do for the week in terms of the body parts that I'm going to train and when I hope to train them. Typically aim for 4 days a week and a couple of cardio sessions. Like I know the outline that much, and I will have a pretty good idea, especially for leg day, what exercises and stuff I'm going to do. But for a lot of my upper body days, I sort of just plan it either right before I get there, right as I'm down there. I have an app. Rep Count is the app that I use. Again, not sponsored, but I love it and I've been using it for years. So, right before I get there, I'll just plug in. I'll look through different exercises that I have listed there for various body parts. I'll plug it in and away I go. It's not super organized, detailed, or anything like that. It's just, hey, let's hit these body parts. Let's do higher rep range for this movement today. Let's do a little bit lower for this today. Let's do this, whatever I feel like. And it's not like a do or die situation. It's just work as hard as I can in that given moment. So it's not like a really strict plan or routine by any means. But it's just, kind of what I'm feeling in the moment. So hopefully that answers that question, and let's head to the gym. Alrighty guys, made it safe and sound to my favorite place. So next question, will you ever incorporate odd lifts, different lifts such as Zerchers or sandbag training? Unfortunately not, and I will give you a little close-up of some of my gym equipment and kind of explain why and where my training is headed now. So as I mentioned recently, my latest video, I am going to be giving this cable tower an upgrade. So this is look closely, you're never going to see this again because I'm going to be getting a brand new cable tower, going to be taking this one down this weekend. But another thing that I didn't mention is another new piece of equipment I'm actually getting is a Smith machine. So I'm trading in this squat cage and I'm getting a Smith machine Hydra. So it's just going to be like squat stands with a Smith machine instead of a cage. And oh, there I am. Reason being is my training has taken quite a different direction. I'm actually trying to get away from like body hurty things, and I'm trying to do as much machine training as possible now. So here, right now, here, this is set on Viking press setting because I'm about to do my shoulder workout. But yeah, I feel like pretty soon, or at least what I'm going to try to do, is incorporate as much machine work as possible. So that's where my training is headed. I just feel like, tender, ripe old age of 40, I'm not into like compound stuff anymore. I'm not into this sort of like, body destroyeth. I'm not like necessarily saying strongman is that. It's just for where I'm at now, like I just want to be strapped into a machine, push myself as hard as possible, do as many reps as I physically can, without anything else twerking or tweaking. I don't know, twerking isn't the right word. Without my body doing anything else, no twisting, no nothing. I want to be basically seat belted into a machine, have the targeted body part doing every single thing until it physically can't anymore. And that's just sort of the training style that I'm at now. I would say, I guess that's more of a bodybuilding approach, but just to me, that's like, it's such an addictive feeling when the target muscle is doing everything right. And yeah, like the older I get, I guess just the more my training has sort of morphed into this and desire to stick to more machine type training. And just kind of get away from all the other styles of training. So that's why my gym is kind of slowly changing this way to be more machine based. And I just sort of, foresee that trend carrying forward. Here I am again. I see that trend carrying forward, as I continue to age, get into my late 40s, 50s, 60s, and that kind of thing. I'm just really, really enjoying machines for now, and I don't see that actually changing or going the other way anymore. All right, Luna. You want to go outside? What is out here? What is out here? She thinks something is here. Some kind of animal is here or something. I don't know. She smells something. What is it, Luna? What's wrong? I don't know, man. She thinks something's up here or something. I see a tail. Better eat a whole bunch of post-workout raspberries while I'm here. Can't forget that. So breakfast rolling out. Every day I have 4 eggs for breakfast with some Ezekiel bread. Maybe someday I will catch up to Gaston. No one thinks like Gaston. And I'll also explain my suppers. So I order a lot of meals. All my suppers are kind of mostly pre-made from Just Bite Me Meals. So this is a salmon and mixed veggie. So it's all like sealed, so it lasts about 7 days. Order it every week. This one is roasted chicken thigh and peas. What's left here? Oh, this is steak bites and roasted peppers. So I get all those meals pre-done, and then what I do is I'll just make the carb at the time. So is this the right thing? Oh yeah, so my new favorite carb, most of the time I'll have bulgur. I don't know if it's bulgur or bulgur. I've heard it both ways. So bulgur is amazing. I pretty much replaced, I'll close the fridge. Pretty much replaced rice now. I don't eat rice. I used to eat rice all the time, but bulgur is just, I did it out of ease. And I mean, it's probably a little bit more nutritious, lower in calorie and stuff, higher in fiber. You know how easy this stuff is to make? So this is the fine bulgur. And I I literally just boil a cup of mushroom broth, and the second it starts boiling, I put this in as well as some veggies. I'll sometimes just pick some veggies from the garden, throw it in with the whole mix, take it off the burner, put the lid on, and let it just chill there for 15 minutes, and it's done, and it's perfect. It's like a healthy couscous, because that's also a very easy like grain to make. So much easier than rice, and it just like, it's so much quicker. Occasionally too, couple nights a week I will, oh sorry, couple nights a week I will have maybe like brown rice pasta with one of the ground meats from Just Bite Me Meals. Really tasty. Or my favorite, I will occasionally have a treat and have gnocchi. That's like my once a week treat meal. I'll have gnocchi, and sometimes I'll have it with like canned tuna and tomato sauce, or one of my Just Bite Me things, but it's my favorite, obviously. Very tasty. Hey guys, a little bit windy out here, but I'm just doing my daily walk. It is getting cold. That's nice though. I'm just doing my daily walk with my mom, so I thought I would do another question. So one of the questions, somebody's coming. I don't want them to see me. I'll come back later. Sorry about that. Anyway, so one of the questions was, what's the best sci-fi movie, and why is it T2? And I'll say, I mean, yeah, T2, definitely agree with that. It's probably one of the best, single best movies ever made, aside from like probably Jurassic Park. And I would say a lot of that, honestly, I'll give the props to the villain, Liquid Metal, the T-1000. He was incredible, just that villain, the actor that played him. And I might be a little bit biased because I met him and he was really nice to me. But all in all, it's just like the characters, the storyline. I don't know, every single person just fit perfectly into that movie. So like John Connor, Sarah Connor, Arnold, and Liquid Metal, they were all perfect in their role, and everything about it was just, there's be like no critiques, no red pen. Everything about it was as perfect as it could possibly be. So it's definitely one of the best movies ever made. Bye. Just thought I'd film the scenery, so I have a close-up of my nostrils for the next video. So I guess the next question, sorry. So next question was asking about my my interest in anime, Dragon Ball Z, and if any characters were kind of an inspiration to me, or if I can relate to any of them. So what I will say is that yes, I do like Dragon Ball Z, but I will admit I got into it more as an adult. Oh, someone's coming again. Bye. Sorry again, guys. I'll just stop here for a moment so you can see the pretty scenery. So I got into Dragon Ball Z more as an adult, but I will admit it's just because I found Vegeta very attractive. So anybody who says that they're never attracted to, cartoon characters, I don't believe those people, because Vegeta was sexy, so I like that. But my real love of anime was really Sailor Moon. So obsessed with Sailor Moon growing up, still obsessed with it now. And in terms of character relatability, not really like an inspiration for a physique, but I did feel like I could relate to Sailor Moon, believe it or not. And the reason being is because like she was a huge baby and she cried all the time, but when it came down to it and it was really important, she could always kind of like pull her shit together and be really, really strong, like when she had to fight Queen Beryl and everything. So yeah, so I can kind of like relate to her. Okay, bye. All right, here's all of our geese. A lot of reflection in the phone, so I don't know how much you can see. All hanging out by the bleachers there. And here's a little family we've been keeping an eye on, because it looks like they had their baby later than everybody else. Look at that little one. He's too small. He's the smallest one. So hopefully he's big enough to fly away when it's time. I don't think she knows I'm sitting on the couch, because she'd be jumping on me. Let's see what happens when she notices. Luna, what are you doing? Sweet little girl. Sweet little Luna. Okay guys, at the grocery store, this one container is about 2 days worth of spinach. So I eat a lot of spinach. Just want to show you guys how little we have so far. Like no meat, okay? No meat. And look at how much it is, 132. 132. We're not done. There's rice cakes and lettuce and mushrooms, canned salmon, spinach, pasta. Total amount here, $2.18. Again, no meat, some dried beans. Yes, there is dog food, but aside from that, y'all, isn't that crazy? Hey guys, just in my mom's backyard. Maybe gonna snack on a pea or two, or maybe some beans. And I thought it would be a great time to go over another question. So this question is kind of a twofer because it was very similar. So two people asked a similar question. So I'll still put both of them on the screen just to be fair. But kind of the general theme of the question is, what motivated you? What got you started in lifting in the first place? Do you remember kind of where it was or what you were doing? I cut off one of the names. Hey Peyton, sorry I had to trim your message a bit because I know you have a tendency to ramble, so I couldn't fit the whole thing and include your name, so I had to cut you off a bit. But anyways, what got me started? Truthfully, it was kind of like a combo deal. So obviously I've talked a bit before about how I was inspired by Sarah Connor, seeing her do chin-ups, and I just thought, oh, she's the ultimate badass. I want to be just like her. So I wanted to be able to, do chin-ups and stuff like that. Very inspired by that scene of her doing chin-ups. Also, too, what motivated me, I guess, or what really got my butt in the door was I wanted to be a cop. So I still do want to be a cop. That's never going to happen because I'm scared to drive. I have horrible vision. I don't know how to swim. And I'm just overall a disordered mess of a person. So it's never going to happen. Unfortunately, I'm almost 40. And a lot of cops actually are closer to retirement at age 40 than just starting. I still want to be a cop, but anyways, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be a police officer, so I wanted to be able to pass, the fitness side of things. And I started going to the local rec center with my dad when I was about 14, 15. No, I was 15. And so we started going to the little rec center. Probably the first exercise I ever did was something like seated row cable or something. I started out with just machines and stuff like that. I would also, in every workout, do 30 minutes running on the treadmill. I was really into running back then, so I would do some machines for a while. Also, I would do a lot of abs and always finish off with a stint on the treadmill or cross chair or anything like that. I used to do a lot more cardio then, but yeah, realistically I just thought, oh, I want to be a cop. So me and a friend I had back then, he was my brother's friend, but I sort of stole him. We both wanted to be cops. Neither of us ended up being cops, but that was what it was. We both said we want to be police officers. So yeah, I hit to the gym because I wanted to pass the physical component of it, and basically just absolutely fell in love with fitness pretty much immediately, if I'm being honest, and never looked back, never stopped going, never left. That little rec center was actually a rec center that I was still at when I was pregnant. So these people saw me there, at 15. Shockingly, 4 years later, I was still there and pregnant. And I was there like past my due date because my son was late. He was like due on the 2nd of September. And he didn't come out till September 13th. So I was there past my due date. I can remember doing like a chest press machine, and he was kicking and moving around a lot. So it looked like alienish, blobby around in my stomach. I actually remember that moment. So yeah, thanks for the questions, you guys. I do think we got some bean action going on. I should probably have a snack. Oh yeah, I could definitely eat some of these. That's great. Luna loves peas, don't you, girl? You want the pea? Here you go. Yummy. Alright guys, ready to kind of wrap up the video here. There's 3 more questions. So sorry as well as my face looks so red. I naturally have a very red face. I also don't handle the sun well. 3 questions left, so I'd like to get into those now before I sign off for the day. Though I don't have them all memorized, so I apologize. I will have to stop the video momentarily to go read them again. So last few things of the day that I'm going to do, just going to get my supper on, put on my supper in about an hour, just unwind for a bit, watch an episode of the OG Law and Order. I'm on season 18, either 18 or 19 now. Not that anybody asked this, I'm watching the season with Detective Lupo. I've decided that he is the most handsome man I have ever seen in my entire life, so I'm really enjoying these seasons. So one of the questions that I'll put on here now was about, finding that motivation and inspiration when, life kind of bogs you down. Everyday stresses of life can certainly be draining. We all know that. And how do you stay, consistent, motivated? And I think, like, for me, I thought about this question for a while, and I think, like, I don't, because the reason I'm going, it's not about motivation for me. It's just there is no choice. So you kind of hear that a lot. It's not motivation, it's discipline. So there would never be, like, the arguments in my head are just not there. And again, I don't say that to brag. That is just truly the way that it is. It wasn't like that at the beginning. I would talk myself out of it sometimes or talk myself into an extra rest day. But I was 15, so I mean, whatever. But at this point in my life, and how it has been year after year after year, all the years that I can remember, in recent history, it's never been a choice or an argument or a question in my mind of will we go today or won't we go today. It's if I've planned to go, I will go. And when I get there, I will work as hard as I possibly can, because otherwise, to me, it would seem like it's a waste of time. It's a waste of setting my alarm for 4:30 in the morning and getting there if I'm not going to put 110% into it, because I would have then been better off just staying in bed to get extra sleep. So if I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna work as hard as I possibly can, because I want to make use of that time, and I want it to mean something. That day that I'm there, that is the only time I have to give to that workout in my whole life, and I want to make it count. I want to always make it count. But there's never a question of will I or won't I go, because I'm going to set that alarm and I'm going to go, and I'm going to know that, in advance. So for me, it's just, no, there's no arguing. There's no, you're not trying to do it, I don't want to do it. That doesn't happen to me anymore, thankfully. I know a lot of people probably still have that tiring inner dialogue in their head. And I guess the one point of advice that I would give in that situation is stop arguing with yourself. Don't ever make it up for discussion. Like, it's no longer up for discussion. Maybe that's something that you could tell yourself. You're like, I don't know if it's no longer up for discussion, because that's pretty much the way the way it is for me now. No, I just realized there were 4 questions remaining, so another one to throw in the mix. Are there any exercises that you do that you just do because you enjoy, or any techniques that you do that you just enjoy that might not be the most optimal? And I thought about this for a while, because I thought, what an awesome question. So thanks for bringing that question forward. And I would say that probably not anymore, because it honestly gives me anxiety to do things if I think it's not as effective. Like, I would start to have anxiety about it. If anything I do, I don't think is achieving what I want it to achieve, I will get anxiety, like, while I do it, and then afterwards too. But with that note too, I would say probably like a lot of front delt work, because I love heavy pressing. And so that might be the only thing. I just probably do it a bit more than I need to, because I really enjoy it. And, potentially I should maybe be focusing more on my side delts, doing more lateral raises, but those are nowhere near as interesting. I would just prefer to press and press heavy, even like for lower reps, with my goal being, growing big shoulders. I love just pressing heavy. And that's not necessarily the greatest way to go about doing that, but that's the one thing that after it's all said and done that I still don't want to remove from my routine, even if it is Viking press, whatever. Just a lot of volume with front pressing and front delt work. Sorry, not front pressing, but front delt work when I really do want beastly side delts. Okay, next question, just checked what it was. Top 3 bands, movies, and series. So I'm going to use the word bands a little bit loosely, because I was trying to think about just bands, and I couldn't think of 3 that I have. So I'm going to do bands and just artists in general. If we are talking about bands, then the Rolling Stones. They've been my favorite band since I was in grade 6. I actually saw them in concert, the Bridges to Babylon tour, for the first time when I was in grade 6. I've been obsessed with them ever since. So that's quite a number of years to be obsessed with them. Seen them in concert twice now. I wish they would come back. Don't count it out, because they never seem to be stopping. Of course, poor Charlie Watts is not with them anymore. He's not with us anymore. That's band specific. Other than that, artists, it would be Alanis Morissette and Elvis. So that's kind of like just top 3, musicians, that sort of thing. Top 3 movies. This is a hard one, because some of them I feel bad for, like, excluding. because I like them so much. But The Departed, I would say, is probably it's probably always going to be in the top. Just everything about that movie was absolute perfection. So I would definitely, it's just too good. This is where it's going to be an issue, because also I want to say No Country for Old Men is another one that's just hands down one of the best movies I've ever seen. But then there's two, of course, I'm going to argue about Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 because of what I was saying earlier today. So I can't exclude that one. But if push came to shove, I might say Jurassic Park if I had to only have three. And the series is also going to be a hard one, because series, you know, could it be anything? Or is it those like limited series that, you know, only span a short period of time and then they're done? But again, that's going to be a hard one. I might say House. I know like nobody really talks about House that much anymore, but for me, watching House was, you know, an unforgettable experience. I've done it more than once. So I think it'd be wrong if I didn't include that one. But then again, it's hard to, because also Goliath, there was a series on Amazon Prime. Of course, you guys know Billy Bob Thornton has a special place in my heart. So I really liked Goliath. And I mean, you could say like Breaking Bad, you could say Jack Ryan, you could say The Terminal List, you could just say Law and Order. So there are quite a few, but I honestly, I probably couldn't pick three because I like them all equally. Okay, and lastly, I'm sure you guys are very sick of looking close up at my face. I apologize that I wasn't in more different, interesting settings. I don't have a very interesting life, if I'm just going to put it honestly. If you were limited by money or space, what would be like the craziest thing in your dream gym? And honestly, I don't know, like maybe some of these like crazy glute exercises. Oh, that reminds me, on the previous question, I forgot one of the things. Okay, don't let me forget where I'm at with this one. That other question was, you know, your go-to most bang for your buck glute exercise. I would probably say RDLs, because they're doing quite well for me now, and I've eliminated quite a few other things, and seems to be what I needed most. Okay, so craziest, or what would I have in my gym? Like those crazy glute machines. I don't know, like a standing hip thrust, some of those like wackadoodle leg spreader machines that are out there now that just seem like so over the top. There's even these like weighted back extension things I've seen at some gyms. But then again, I'm saying that without even actually having tried them. So like they could be stupid. They just look cool and they look effective, but that's also the point of advertising. So I don't know. I could be not choosing the best things with not having actually tried them. But I also think like I kind of have everything that I want, or I'm about to, because I'm getting the last couple pieces of equipment, and I think that's why that question is so hard, because I've achieved a lot of the dream things that I would have, and I think actually having more space at this point would be kind of scary. Wondering what I'd possibly fill it with. But yeah, maybe some space age glute thing that I might end up regretting. Who knows? Anyways, you know what, you guys, if you actually made it this far, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I know this is certainly not everybody's cup of tea. This might have been very, very boring, not what people wanted to see, but I appreciate you. Without you guys, I wouldn't be at this almost 9,000 subscribers. So I hope that you liked it. I hope that you're at least able to tolerate a portion of it. But thanks again so much for being here. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for continuing to watch me for whatever reason. I don't think I'm super interesting, especially not in this video, but I do try my best for you guys. So again, thanks for being here. Bye.